So you mentioned the borders and strong border at Israel. Let's turn to border security, because the president is threatening the Senate over the weekend to move quickly on funding this long-promised border wall. He tweeted this out, Congressman: "The Senate should get funding done before the August break or not go home. Wall and border security should be included." Also waiting for approval of almost 300 nominations, worst in history. Democrats are doing everything possible to obstruct. All they know how to do: stay. Congressman, your take on this?
Well, it was not just the Democratic leaders, it was also the Republican leaders that gave the president a slap in the face with the omnibus bill. Not only did they say, we're not going to help you build a wall, we're only going to give you about $1.4 billion, and it can only be for a fence you can see through. Well, part of it can be fence, that'll be okay, but there are some places we need a wall. And as I told the Obama head of Secret Service, either you tear down the wall and fence around the White House, or you help us get it done on our southern border. And by the way, you guys know markets so well. We heard testimony about the opioid just tragedy going on in the United States. Most of the time, it's demand that drives the market. But when it comes to addictive drugs, it is the demand that drives the market. And the more that, well, and actually it's the market that drives the demand, because if it's available, people get hooked and they demand more and more. So the more available it is, the more tens of thousands of Americans will be killed. And I found it interesting, even whether it's coming from China or Mexico itself or Colombia, South America, 2/3 of the drugs from Colombia, for example, they come up on the Gulf of Mexico side. They don't come to Texas Beach. They don't come to the third that comes to the Pacific. They don't go to a California beach, because these people are businessmen, we're told, and they know the odds are almost unbeatable that you can get it in if you come through Mexico. Somebody said years ago, the best way to get a nuclear weapon into the United States is to put it in one of the bales of marijuana that's coming in.
Wow.
I mean, it's a serious issue, and we need the wall everywhere that it's going to help, and fences where we don't need a wall, and some places we just need it properly patrolled. But all of that's got to happen, and if the Senate doesn't get on board, it's not going to happen. I thank God that Trump is saying what he is. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's great. He's right.
I want to get your take on NAFTA in a minute.
Lives.
But, you know, also in that tweet from the president, he spoke about this slow walking in terms of his nominees. He can't get, you know, the number of positions in place because the Senate is sitting on things and trying to slow walk it. It's really amazing to me when you look at the prior administration and the number of booby traps and the barriers that the Obama administration has put in place for the Trump administration, and it's still going on. Whether it's this slow walking, whether it's this, you know, FBI and the DOJ refusing to respond to the Congress, who are trying to get documents to understand what went on during the 2016 election, or it's even Obama himself putting out statements all the time based on President Trump's moves, which you rarely hear past presidents do so, but he's been doing it consistently. It's pretty incredible to me when I look at, you know, the Obama administration and the fact that they don't want to let go.
Well, and thank you so much for pointing that out. I mean, they weaponized the government like never in our history. And like Newt Gingrich has said a number of times, we would never have known how much the government had been weaponized unless Hillary Clinton had lost. So thank God that we have a chance to stop that. But even with a good man like Jeff Sessions in charge of the DOJ, as long as Rosenstein is calling the shots on the Russia investigation and expanding that investigation, he is really part of the deep state. He's got a lady named Tosh Gahar that's preventing the Attorney General from getting his messages on time from the NSC. And so it's incredible how many of these people are really booby traps. Jordan Kelly meets and eats with the Mueller team over at the White House. There's so many weapons
so was that
are
just a mistake?
Just booby traps, like you said.
Did the president make a big mistake appointing Rod Rosenstein? I mean, even Devin Nunes will say he approved the last warrant for the FISA warrant, right? He signed it.
Rosenstein
signed the warrant, and it was based on that crazy dossier. So is he conflicted?
If the FISA courts had any pride at all in their court, they would have already put Rosenstein in jail for what he did, the fraud perpetrated against the court. But he at least ought to be fired. He has a bunch of booby traps that are associated with him, and you start by getting rid of Rosenstein, and you're going to see a lot of problems go. Just like when they got rid of McMaster's, that was a big move. But he's still got some people around there that President Trump's got to get rid of. He's making the right moves. He's making the right calls.
Let me move on to NAFTA. Senior American, Canadian, and Mexican officials ended negotiations last week with no deal. Ahead of this deadline for Thursday, the U.S. has said, look, we want a deal by Thursday or Friday so that Congress can work it. A NAFTA withdrawal could prove costly for your state. Economic activity spurred by this agreement currently supports 3.7 million jobs in Texas, that's according to the Commerce Department. Here's what Texas Congressman Michael McCall said to me yesterday on Sunday Morning Futures.
We have to fix it and update it, not scrap it. My home state of Texas, Mexico is our largest trading partner. So this is economics for us. And I think the administration is getting there to modernize the agreement, bring energy under the umbrella. I believe we have to do this. I think to scrap NAFTA altogether would be a serious mistake.
Congressman, your reaction. Will we get a deal by the end of this week, you think? A new deal?
I don't know if it'll be by the end of the week, but there will be a deal because, and working Jerusalem back in there, people see this president means what he says, more so than most any president in modern history. So that's fantastic. We will have a deal. It probably won't be by the end of this week, but Mexico's going to know you have got to work something out with this president. And Michael's right. We need to get energy into this deal. But the president, I love it. He's not going to agree to a bad deal, and Mexico needs to come around and realize they'll be hurt worse than we are. Let's get a deal done.
Congressman, good to see you, sir. Thanks so much.
Great to see you, Maria.
Congressman Gohmert.